So this is all of I have this entire basket of keychains. I love this. Like, I don't know, I'm obsessed. He is the cutest. Lagoon is this, and this is Waterfall. You can't tell me that's not the same color. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Amanda and I am the Cotton Florist, and this week we are doing a 48-hour challenge of keychains only. So I'm going to see how many keychains I can crochet in 48 hours. So I'm giving myself basically until Monday 5 o'clock. It's now Saturday 2 o'clock. So I give myself a few extra hours because if you've watched my challenges before, you know that I like to go wandering away and come back a few hours later and I've forgotten to crochet. So just to account for that, I've given myself a couple of extra hours. So basically we're going to try and crochet as many keychains as we can for my upcoming supernova. So for those of you who are outside of Australia who don't know what that is, or you don't follow my vlogs, basically it is, I'd say, one of Australia's biggest anime, pop culture and gaming conventions. So there's a lot of voice actors that come. There's a lot of vendors like Marvel, Loungefly, Disney. They'll all have their booths there as well at these conventions. Plus they'll have an artist alley section, which is where I will be. So there's around, I think, 400 or so artists in Artist Alley, possibly more. Actually, I feel like there's probably more than that, and maybe even 500 to 600. But anyway, there's a lot of them, and I'm going to be selling my plushies, obviously. And I usually do bring keychains, but they're not usually as popular unless they're very specific to that kind of anime or gaming related. So what I'm going to do in this challenge is I'm going to try and make as many new keychains as I can, and I found a couple of patterns that I think will be really interesting. These are patterns that you guys would not have seen me make before, so hopefully it's a bit more interesting because there's going to be some new stuff, and I'm going to challenge myself to see how many of them I can make because I really kind of want to spend the next couple of days just doing keychains and then move on. So I think this is going to be the push that I need to try and make as many as possible. So starting off, the first one we're going to be making is a pattern that I've never made before. And if you're familiar with Studio Ghibli, you'll know who Haku is. He is the dragon from Spirited Away. Now, there's a pattern that I've purchased, and I've actually had these saved for a long time, but the pattern is called the Baby Water Dragon Crochet Pattern by Smoliv Co. I think they've changed. I think they were Hey It's New Me Now Smoliv Co. So that's the pattern for those of you who are not sure. And it's just a head. It's just Haku's head. But the really cool thing is that someone has created a mod for this, so it's actually the whole body. So Blue Toadstool Crochet made a Haku body mod. So they added the body on, so it looks like this. So it's the whole Haku, not just the head. So I went ahead and purchased the body. I went ahead and purchased the head, and now I'm going to crochet the head and body because of the mod. So I thought this would be a really cool bag charm size. So I'm going to make a bunch of them. So let's get started on this one now. Okay, so I have the colors. So I'm going to be using the white for the body. This is the only white I have. And I'm pretty sure it's toucan as well, which is not great. But I have brown as well, and I have this for like the back part, the back. What's that called? I don't know what that's called. That goes around down the entire length of the back, like the spines, but it's like fluffy. This is the chenille, no, it's the Premier Basics Chenille Brights. So it's a little bit fuzzier. It's a little bit bigger than Premier Parfait Chunky, which is what I'm using here, except for maybe not this one. But I think it'll give the nice texture. So we're gonna go with that anyway. And I think that's pretty much it. I do need some acrylic for the white, like little, what's that thing called? Like beard, the dragon beard thing? I don't know what that's called. Not too sure what we call that, but anyway, I can grab that in a second. So I'm going to get started now on the head, and I'm actually going to really quickly as well do a quick yarn order because I need white and I have none. So let's get started on this head. I'm going to start with the head first, and then we can work through the body. Okay, so I've almost finished the head, like in terms of, I think I've got like 2 rounds of decreases to go. Now this yarn, I think I mentioned really quickly at the start, oh my gosh, what's my hair doing? Is the toucan. It's the, I've just forgotten the name of the brand. I'll put it on screen. But anyway, they had a range come out called Toucan, and it's like disastrously horrible to, like, it's the worst yarn I've ever felt. It's just dehydrated. I've made a review actually. Oh, Hobby. It's Hobby Toucan. I made a review like a couple of years ago, a review video. It's so impossible to crochet with. Like, it feels really dehydrated. Like, my hands even feel weird working with it. Like, it must have some kind of residue on it, and it's like scratchy, and it just doesn't glide properly. Like, look how elongated my stitches are, because I just can't like get my stitches to close up properly because it's getting stuck on my hook. And this is the reason why I did use up almost all of my toucan yarn. I think I ended up spending like $200 on it because I had to like get the shipping to the Netherlands or wherever it was to Australia. It was like $200 or $300, so I had to use it up. But I think this is one of the last amounts that I have, and it's the worst color. Like, it's the one that feels the worst, like the white one. And because it's not as soft and easy to work with, it's kind of elongated. So it's almost the end. Like, it'll pretty much be like here, right for the head. I just feel like, plus the body, it's going to be an enormous keychain or bag charm, which I'm okay with it being big, but I'm having so much like trouble working with this yarn that I've just decided, because it's going to blow it out to be really huge, and then I'm going to make more of them and they're going to be small, because I just put an order through for Premier Parfait Chunky, because I won't be able to make more than one of these anyway with this yarn because I don't have enough. I've decided to switch my plan. So before I started using Premier Parfait Chunky, I pretty much exclusively used Retro Velvet, which is also Premier, and it's their velvet range. I don't know if you guys have used it before. It's really nice. It sheds, so you've got to be okay with shedding. Like, you just got to push through. But it's really nice, and it works up smaller because it's much thinner. So I have a ton of it around that I don't use it as often anymore because I like Parfait Chunky better because things work up bigger. But I think for bag charms, like especially these, I have the white, I have the brown, and I have this color. It looks like Lagoon, the perfect color for like the spines at the back. It's called Waterfall. I don't know, it looks like Lagoon to me. Wait, I can show you actually, because I have a half completed Lagoon Parfait Chunky. Look at that. Lagoon is this, and this is Waterfall. You can't tell me that's not the same color. So they must have had some name change. I think this is about 2 years old, unless it's just, they've just recycled the color and changed the name for the Retro Velvet. I don't know. Anyway, it's the exact same color. So I'm going to use Retro Velvet. I am straight up just going to abandon this for like another day when I can actually be bothered to deal with this yarn. Like, that's how much I hate this yarn. Like, whatever. All right, but we're gonna start on this now because I really want to get this done, and I'm kind of wasting time establishing what we're gonna do. But now I have a solid plan. So we're gonna do it in this. I'm gonna change my hook size down. So I use a 4.5 millimeter for Parfait Chunky. I know some people use like much bigger than that, but I like my stitches to be really small. I don't like spaces between my stitches. So I try and do it as small as possible, which I think makes me crochet a little bit slower because I'm like, I got a really tight tension. I wish I liked crocheting with a bigger hook for that yarn though, because I think it would just make me crochet faster. But we're going to deal with it. So I'm just getting my stuff. I keep all of my stuff in this. I don't know if I've shown this before. It's a Smiggle like pencil case. And I just put all of my hooks and stitch markers and stuff in here. But the good thing about it, it has this poppet, which I use to keep track of which row I'm on. I just, you know, pop the thing. And I've been using this for a couple of years now. Some of my poppets have like little holes in them because my scissors has stabbed through. But it's literally the best. I take it everywhere with me. So really, really handy. So I'm going to try and untangle this because, oh, I found the end. Never mind, I'm not going to untangle it. I'm just going to get started because I'm running out of time. So let's start this again. Honestly, I'm not even mad that I'm starting again and I wasted a bunch of time, because I think if I had to push through using that hobby toucan yarn, I would have just gone insane. I know a lot of people really liked the hobby. I think it was like Snuggle Bunny or something. Everyone was talking. I remember when that yarn just went like super viral and everyone started buying from hobby. And apparently, yeah, that yarn was good. I never bought some. As soon as Toucan came out, I was like, oh, I'm going to try this new range, because I had like more colors from memory. I think that's why they called it Toucan, maybe, because the colors are pretty cool. I should have untangled this first. But yeah, when I bought the yarn, like when it arrived, I was like, oh my gosh, I have made an error here. And yeah, I wasn't able to get a refund because I would have had to send it back and I was not going to pay $100 on shipping. So I just pushed through and I pretty much used all of it up except for that white. And I might have like 1 or 2 other colors laying around, but they're not full skeins. They're like remnants. So, oh well, it is what it is. It's fine. This guy is for sure going to work up so much smaller, which is great. I'm also going to be, like, in case you're wondering, so I normally charge $18 for my keychains at conventions, and I still will, but I'm going to have another section for these kind of anime specific ones where they're like just a lot more expensive than my regular keychains because they're like mini plushies, or they basically are. So there's a lot more work going into them. And I've got another keychain that I want to make next, which is a Zelda pattern. It's Link from The Legend of Zelda, and it's an acrylic one. I don't think I'm going to make it with plush yarn because it will be too big. And that's also going to be one of those keychains that are going to be more expensive. So I'm probably going to have to set up my thing to have like one section for the cheaper, regular, everyday keychains, and then one for like the more like art versions. Art versions. The ones that just take a lot longer, but they're still obviously really small. So that's what I think I'm going to do. Just so people aren't going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so expensive. Why is it so expensive? Be like that. Oh, my regular keychains are over here. Then the more expensive ones are on the other side. Anyway, I'm going to keep going with this off camera so you guys don't have to listen to me yap because I'm in a yapping mood. So I'm going to turn off the camera so I don't bore you all. And then hopefully I'll turn it on when I'm about to finish the head. And then we'll see how big it is. But for comparison, I chucked it already. It was already quite big at this point. So I'm going to just keep going with, I think the next one is to do a bunch of rounds. 24 rounds. So yeah, this is pretty much as wide as it's going to be. So this is a way better size. So I'm going to just crack on with this and then I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so I think it's been about an hour, I guess. But it is done. I've done the head, not the body, just the head. So yes, you can imagine how much time it's going to take. But here it is. This is the little Haku head. I haven't put his little acrylic thing, whiskers on yet. I'll do that in a sec. So he's got his little like mane, I guess. Is that what they called it? Let me see what they called it. Like there's got to be a name for this. Oh yeah, they called it mane. Okay, great. So mane, his little horns, his ears. Oh, there's like some stuffing, rogue stuffing that's coming out. This yarn, it sheds. Like I think I mentioned it sheds a lot, but like I forgot how much it sheds, and I have just like it's everywhere, but I don't mind because it's worth it. So like you can do this and just pick up bits of fluff. So, you know, it doesn't like wreck the integrity of the yarn or anything like that. It's just the way the fibers are. It's kind of like when you pat a cat and you end up with like a million. See, look, million little furs. It's just, it is what it is. It looks nice though, and it feels so amazing. Like it's so soft. So that's the Haku head almost done. I just need to put the acrylic whiskers. And then I'm going to get started on the body. I love this. Like, I don't know, I'm obsessed. So I'm going to keep going. It's definitely taking a little bit longer than I kind of expected. Like I knew this one would take a bit longer, which is why I did it at the start, because it's 48 hours of crocheting keychains, but I did really want to get these done. So I'm going to do one and then I'm going to move on to something else. But during my regular market prep for Supernova, I'm definitely going to do a lot more of these. But I'll do one today. I might even do multiple today, depending on like the other patterns that I find. Because I'm going to do the Legend of Zelda pattern, the Link pattern next. But yeah, I'm definitely going to make some more. So I'm going to crack on with the body now, and then I will check back in once I have that done and show you what it's like. So surely the next clip is going to be the completed body. Kind of makes me want to make a really big one using like plush yarn, like a blanket yarn, and it would just be huge. I mean, you obviously can't use it as bag charm. I mean, you can if you want, but yeah. Okay, I will get onto the body and then I'll show you guys in a sec. Okay, so it is much later. It's dark now. It's like almost 6 o'clock. So it's taken me so long to do this, but I think it's because it's like the first time. So it's taken me a couple of hours to do this, honestly. I don't think it should take that long, but I think it's just because I was working on it pretty slowly for the first time. I want to show you. Super cute. Unfortunately, the lighting is pretty bad, so it's kind of hard to show you, but hopefully you can kind of see. yeah, I'm really liking this. Let me change the lighting up. It's a bit funny. I'm sure I've just made that worse, but anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm really loving this. The only thing is, because it's obviously a very large keychain, like it's pretty big compared to what I would consider a pretty good sized bag charm, which is the Abbey Jade Art Cockatoo, which I pattern tested in a couple of days ago. So you can kind of see the comparison. Like if I was to do keychain, I would definitely do keychains of the head, like just the head version, because I think that would be really cute. And that's about the right size for a bag charm. So what I was thinking, because I really like this and I want to make a bunch of them, I'm thinking that when I do my keychains, I might have like regular keychains, and then I'll have my more art type, like acrylic yarn keychains that are like more art dolls, and then extra large keychains. So I'm thinking extra large keychains could work. Then I could have these. So these would probably obviously be around like $35 because it took essentially 2 hours and it's made of velvet yarn as well. So obviously these are not going to be for everyone, but I thought it would be really nice to display them anyway, just in case someone wants a really massive bag top. And you can take it off. I'll have it so you can take it off if you want to. But the option's there. And I think that could make my display look really cool as well. Just something different. Like I've never offered an extra large bag charm, but I want to, because this is like a bag charm size. And this is an extra large. I mean, these are like a great, like even just an $18 size. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a Zelda, Legend of Zelda one, and I'll show you what it is. I'm just going to quickly find the pattern. Okay, here we go, I found it. So this is the Minish Cap, the Link pattern. It's a free pattern by Hour Crochet. So the Minish Cap was, I think, the first ever Legends of Zelda game that I played, and I think I played it on my DS. It's really cute and really tiny. It's in both Korean and English. So there's both as a translation. I have crocheted like little mini art dolls before with acrylic, and it does take a while. So I'm not too sure how long this would take because it is a much smaller one than I usually do. So I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm just going to go find some different types of green yarn, a yellow cream, and I'm just going to get started on that right now. So I'm not sure if I'll show you guys the process of doing it, or you'll just see me in a second. Okay guys, so it is the next day and I have an update for you with Link from Legend of Zelda, and here he is. He is the cutest. I am so obsessed with this little guy. Like, this is him. Even his like little belt. Oh my gosh, he actually took a long time to make. A lot longer than I thought. I have just made another body, and the body itself works up very quickly. So the head and body, it's all of the hair pieces, the hat, getting everything positioned, the little ears, like even his little ears. But it's definitely worth it. So I have another one of him. Oh, I've got the body here actually. So this part is really quick, like 10 minutes, super quick. But it's the rest, it takes around an hour. Well, it did take an hour because I was trying to figure it out, but I'm wondering how long it will take to make another one. I don't think it will take as long. So I do have that coming, and I thought I would show you as well. I don't know how well the lighting was yesterday to show you finished Haku, but here he is. I was going to put some felt down for like the gray part, but because my bubble stitches aren't the best aligned, it might make it look too wonky. So I'm just going to leave it as is. Well, let me know what you guys think. Should I put the gray, like a gray part down the middle, or should I leave it as is? But yeah, so that's what I've done so far. I'm about to go out for lunch, but I'm planning to finish this Zelda up either tonight, or maybe even start it when I get back. And I'm going to do a bunch of Drifloon keychains because I am totally out of those. So if you've watched one of my other market prep videos, I made a bunch of those. So I'm going to make some more of those. And then you guys can sort of see what that looks like. I'm also going to potentially make the ones with Ditto like hanging off them as well. The pattern designer for the Link pattern also makes a Miku Hatsune pattern. So I'm going to try potentially to make her as well. I know the Vocaloids do really well at cons. So potentially I'll add her to the collection as well. And then I'm going to move on to Drifloon. So I do want to make a bunch of Drifloon keychains. They work up ridiculously quickly and they sell very well. So I'm going to make a bunch of those as well. Okay, so it is a little bit later and I just came back from Hot Pot, and unfortunately it is getting dark now. So what I've decided to do now is start on a Drifloon keychain. So I made a few of these in previous markets and they did really well. So I'm going to keep going with these and just pump out a bunch of them. It's a free pattern on Instagram. I'll put the details down below so you can see every pattern that I've used in this video. I think I've only made like 4 of them or so, and they've all sold, and they all sold really quickly. So I'm going to make a bunch of them. I don't know how many I'm going to make in this video, but I'm definitely hoping to have at least 20 of them for Supernova. I won't make 20 in this vlog. I'll keep it interesting and make a bunch of different stuff, but I definitely want to make a handful of them if I can. So I'm going to try and see how many I can make in the next couple of hours. I think from memory they only took like 15 minutes or so. I might try and time myself too. I have already started this one, so it's not really the best if I start timing. I mean, I will time still, and we'll just kind of add an extra couple of minutes on and sort of see how long this one takes. But I think, yeah, it was a pretty quick workup. So let's get cracking on this one. Okay, it took a couple of minutes and we are now finished the balloon portion of Drifloon. It was actually really quick to do this, super quick. For some reason though, I feel like it turned out a lot bigger than it did last time. I don't know. I am using the Valuable Stash from Spotlight, the kind of newish one. And maybe I didn't use that last time. Maybe I used Parfait Chunky. It's a little tiny bit thicker than Parfait Chunky. Unless I'm just so used to working with this yarn now that everything that I make just feels enormous. I can't remember if this is a normal size. Anyway, it's a good size. I don't mind. Bag charm size for sure. So now I just need to do the little cloud part that sits on top of his head and his little yellow feet and his little string. This pattern also includes the Ditto, so I might actually try and give the Ditto a go. Maybe that's why this guy's a little bit bigger. It might be a different Drifloon pattern that I'm looking at, because this one also has the one where his Ditto is hanging off. And if that's the case, maybe that's why he's turned out bigger. And if I make him with Ditto hanging off of him, it'll obviously be a much bigger bag charm, and I can probably add these together. Like on my display, like this would be like more of like a $28 charm, and this with Ditto hanging off of him would probably be in that same range. Interesting. Let's just see how it turns out though, because I feel like this is a little bit bigger than my other ones. But yeah, this pattern, I'm just looking at the next page and it has the pattern for Ditto. So maybe we'll just keep going with it and see what it looks like, because you guys already know what my normal Drifloon pattern looks like, keychain. So we'll try the one with Ditto hanging off and yeah, see how it goes. So I'm going to really quickly work up the rest of this now, and then we'll check back in and see what it looks like. Okay, so I think the lining is getting even worse, but I do have an update for you. So I think I showed you this already, did I? Well, at least he has his little cloud component on now. So that is the balloon, like Drifloon's body. I've also made 4 of his legs, so he only needs 2, but it's going to be like sandwiched like that, if that makes sense. And in that sandwich is going to be his leg, which is going to connect to his body. And I also made a little Ditto to hang from his legs. So I spent half an hour figuring out this pattern, and it's a little bit wrong, to be honest. It's not as chunky as it should be on the bottom, and I could not figure out why the pattern made no sense when it came to joining the 2 rounds. And then I realized it was a translated pattern. So it's a pattern that's been translated from Korean to English, and although it does make sense, it didn't translate into the correct crochet terminology, so there was a lot of confusion. Anyway, I figured out by looking at the comments that that was a translation. It was just the way that it was translated. So then I reinterpreted the diagram in my own kind of way, and it made sense then. So I was taking the instructions too literal and it wasn't working. But when I realized it was a translated pattern, I just did my own thing. So now I know in the next one I make will actually turn out properly. The bottom little blobby area is not big enough, but it's okay. It's like a trial one. It still looks like a Ditto, but for my liking, I'd like it to be just a bit chunkier. So I'm going to assemble all of these components now. So there's, you know, a lot of assembling, and then we'll see what he looks like. And this is like literally all the white I had. I had to go through my scrap bag to get it because I literally have none. I don't think I'm going to use too much. It's only like a magic circle with like 6 bubble stitches in it to make this. So I don't need too much yarn. So I can probably do a few more and be okay with the white yarn situation. So I'm going to assemble this really quickly, and then we'll see what it looks like done. But I love his little face. Look at his face. He's so cute. He looks like a purple ghost. But anyway, I'm going to do this now off camera because it's super bad lighting. And then I'll show you what he's looking like in just a second. Okay, so I have something to show you. How cool is this? So it's all done. I think the next time I do it, it will be much quicker because obviously now I know the pattern and I know what the instructions are trying to tell me. But I'm seriously loving this. So I think I have a plan. These two are going to be priced the same because they took the same amount of time and they're basically the same, kind of exactly the same height, which is kind of cool. So I'll have a separate display for XL keychains. What I'm going to do now is make a bunch of just the Drifloons, not the Ditto. I would make some more, but I'm just going to make a bunch of just Drifloon keychains just for my $18 keychains because I need to make some more of those because I don't have any Drifloon keychains at the moment that are in my $18 category. So basically in this last 24 hours, we have made these two ginormous keychain bag charm sizes. And we have made these little tiny Zelda or Link from Legend of Zelda and a half of one. So I'm going to sign off pretty much for today. We have another 24 hours of crocheting. I didn't do too much crochet this 24 hours, obviously. It is a Sunday, so I kind of had a lot of things on. But tonight I'm going to finish off this Link. And then I am also going to be making a bunch of Drifloons. So hopefully when I check back in tomorrow, I can show you guys exactly what I have. And hopefully I've made a lot of Drifloons. This is my plan for tonight. It is currently 7 o'clock. So I do have a lot of time that I can still crochet. But I'll do it off camera so I don't bore you guys all with the terrible lighting situation. But it's just going to be me repetitively crocheting these guys, pretty much. And finishing Link and potentially starting Miku. But I will catch you up with everything that I've done tomorrow and then we can start a new plan for the rest of the challenge. Okay, so I have a little update for you. I know the last clip you saw was me making Drifloon and Ditto keychains and I decided to make a bunch more of the Drifloons. And then I realized they were coming out so much bigger than my previous Drifloons that I used to have as keychains. And I realized that I had edited the pattern previously to make it smaller. But this time I didn't. I made 6 full-size Drifloons, and so I decided to just go ahead and make a whole bunch more of the Drifloon Ditto keychains. And so the Dittos are a little bit different. For the first two that I made, the Dittos were kind of small and not really even. I kind of had issues with the pattern at first because it was translated pattern, but then as the pattern went on, I realized that so at first I was worried that they were getting really big, so I kind of cut them off a little bit sooner, but then I just thought, whatever, I'm just going to run with it and we'll see how big they turn out. So this is the actual Ditto and this is the one that I kind of made smaller on purpose. So I just decided to go ahead and just make all of them the correct size. I don't know if I can hold all of these, but I'll try. So this is all of this just looks so ridiculous. So this is 7 all up. So I had the first one that I made, then I made another 6. So we have 7 Drifloon keychains. These are going to be my like XL versions because they're super huge and they took me so long to make because there were so many components. So yeah, I think they look really cute, but they're just super time consuming to make, like making the Ditto and the Drifloon and the 4 feet and sticking them together, tying everything on and then attaching it. It doesn't look like it should take that long, but it did. It took me ages. So I have 7 of these now, which is where I'm going to stop. So I'm not going to make any more of these. I wasn't really planning on making too many anyway. But eventually later on, I'll make a whole bunch of just Ditto keychains and just Drifloon keychains as I get closer to the event. But I'm kind of sick of making them now, so I'm not going to make them anymore. And you may have remembered from my previous clips that I said I was out of white yarn. Well, I got my order today. So we are fully stocked now. We have so much white yarn. I've got 4 balls now and I wanted to get started on a pattern that I keep meaning to try. It's by Not Michelle and it is a 71 Sanrio keychain pattern. I'm going to start with Hello Kitty. So that's why I really needed the white because I'm going to be making Hello Kitty and Cinnamon Roll and Pachacho. So I really need the white for those, otherwise I kind of can't. And so let's kind of get started, I guess, on this. I've never made this pattern before, but I do like Not Michelle's bunny patterns and her other full-size Sanrio patterns. I've bought the bundle for that, so I have quite a few of her patterns now anyway, and I really like them. They're like perfect. Her Hello Kitty pattern is just amazing. So I'm going to get started on this and then it should be a really quick workup. I just had a quick look at the pattern and it looks really simple. So it'd be really great if I can make a bunch of these. These would also be really great in mystery bags too. So I'm just going to get started on the Hello Kitty one and then we'll have a look and see what it looks like. Okay, so I just started the head off camera and I'm about to kind of close up the head component and then it just kind of goes into the body. I'm just looking at the size so far. So that's the head the little ears. So I don't think it's going to be huge. The pattern does call for acrylic yarn, but I try to avoid doing too many little miniatures in acrylic yarn because I'm so scared people are going to think that they're Temu. Obviously the ones like Link, it's okay because like, I don't know, they're a little bit more specialty, but the ones such as like Hello Kitty, stuff that gets overdone a lot, I'm not sure. I'm just hesitant to do things in acrylic, which is really a shame because you can get a lot of really awesome detail from it. But I'm just going to see how it works up in this. Otherwise, I may have to even change over to a velvet yarn, which I don't really want to have to do. It would be nice just to get done in this. I mean, this is not turning out too big anyway. This is just the head. Color changes because I've got to leave the white for the hands. I just accidentally did it just a second ago and went with it with blue and undid it. So that's the only thing to consider with this pattern is trying to remember that there's so many color changes. There's not a lot. It's just remembering where they are. Okay, so first round of the body is done. So they're looking really cute. We can see it happening. Luckily the body looks like it's pretty small, like it's not detailed, so it should work out pretty quickly. I would say, judging by this so far, it's probably like a 15-minute pattern. And then obviously I just have to put the eyes on, which is just felt, so I don't have to worry about safety eyes, which is cool. So I'm almost finished. I'm just going to finish stuffing. That was a pretty quick make, honestly. I think like 15 minutes would get this done. There is a few little details I need to add on, such as the eyes and also like the little shirt bit that I just need to put. I think it's just a piece of yellow yarn just here and the bow. And it's done. Obviously it's got no face. But yeah, this is the main body and that was really quick. So I'm going to make a bunch of these. I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't make these before. Like I've had this pattern for so long. So yeah, all I need to do now is put his little eyes on, his nose, a little yellow part just here and whiskers. So I'll do those all later. They're going to be done with like, I think it's felt. Looks like felt because it's so small. And yeah, so I'm going to make maybe a few more or move on to cinnamon roll, and I'll just try and pump a bunch of these out and then we can kind of see what I've gotten done. But I also am getting hungry, so I might go and have some lunch first. But yeah, good to know this takes like a very, very short amount of time, so I can pump a bunch of these out. So I'm going to probably eat something now and then I'm going to make cinnamon roll and pachacho, I think, next. Yeah. They look like they're pretty straightforward. There's not much color changing. There's no color changing on cinnamon roll, but there is 1 or 2 lines on pachacho. Oh, but he also has ears. Okay, anyway, I'll figure it out what I want to do next. And then I'll check back in when I have something else to show you. Okay, so it's now the afternoon and it's already 5 o'clock now. So we are at the end of the challenge. I will show you the 2 keychains that I just finished. You've already seen one of them. It's a Hello Kitty one, but I have put on the details now. So Hello Kitty is... Actually, I just realized she's not finished yet. I do need to put on her little whiskers. But that is her. She's pretty much all done. The felt, the bow is felt and I've just put a little bit of yarn there. But I'm going to put the whiskers on in a second. And the other one I've done is cinnamon roll. Is here. This is basically the Miffy pattern by Not by Michelle. It's the same Miffy pattern except for the ears are slightly different and they're not on top. So if you already have that pattern, you'll know what this one is. But yeah, so that was these. So these are the 2 that I've done this afternoon. I'm going to do a full recap of them. Obviously it's dark now, so tomorrow morning I'm going to show you guys all of the keychains that we've done in this last 48 hours. I am also going to keep working on keychains tonight, even though it's not technically in the 48-hour challenge now, but I want to see if I can work my way through some more of these Sanrio keychains. So I guess as a bit of a bonus, I will show you guys those keychains that I've managed to work on tomorrow. So the next clip you'll see is me doing a little roundup of all the keychains we made, plus the extra ones from this Sanrio keychain bundle. Hopefully I've gotten through all of them, but We'll soon find out in a second. Okay, so we're at the end of the video and I want to do a little recap and show you what I made in this 48-hour period. There was a few extra hours in 48, if I'm honest, just because I ended up doing a bit more crochet. And I have some more things to show you, but you don't have to count these last few things. But first of all, let me show you the things that you do know about first. So first we have a little link, and I think it is just so cute, from Legend of Zelda. I do have another one, but unfortunately he's still in this stage. He didn't bypass this stage. He is still here. I have started making his hat, but it is not done yet. And if you notice on my hands, I have glue stuck to me. I've just been gluing on components for the extra ones I'm about to show you, but there was a lot of felt involved. And so I have glue stuck to my hands, and I don't know how long that's going to be on there for. But anyway, if you see glue, just ignore it. It's my hands now. But anyway, we have this. We also have our huge extra large bag charm Haku. Let me know if you think it should be a bag charm. Is this too big? Like, I just don't know. I feel like it'd be really nice hanging from like an Ita bag. I don't know. Like, I've only got one. If I make multiple, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, because I'm not too sure. And by the time this vlog comes out, I'll still have plenty of time to make a decision before Supernova. So should it be an extra large bag charm or just a standalone plushie? Because his tail's down, he's facing front. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. And then next we have 7 of these guys, and they're all in here. So we have 7 Drifloon and Dittos, and these will all be on keychains as well. So these are my larger charms as well, bag charms, keychains. And I believe, I'm not too sure because my memory is terrible, but I think I showed you guys that I was working on this cinema roll. So he's done, and also the Hello Kitty, which I also finished yesterday afternoon. Which I think the Hello Kitty is definitely my favorite one. It's just, she's so cute. She is iconic. And the extra ones that I finished that were not done within this challenge window, but I wanted to get them done anyway, as part of the 7-in-1. When I looked closer at the 7-in-1 pattern, it's actually an 8-in-1 pattern because it's 8 of them. So I actually didn't do Karupi because I ran out of time last night. I was up until 2 AM doing these, honestly. And I got tired and I needed to sleep. So I didn't do Karupi, but I'll do him in my next vlog because I want to do a bunch of these. So first up we have Choco Cat. His little tail. Super cute. As you can see, felt eyes, which I had to glue on, which is why I have felt all over my fingers. And next we have Pochacho. Super cute. The good thing about Pochacho is that you can have different colored clothes. The pattern had a pinkish red one, but I've also made him before with blue. Not in the keychain version, just a normal one. Which reminds me, I definitely want to do more bigger sized Sanrio characters using the Not Michelle patterns. And this one we have, I think it's called Rilakuma. And there's also another one, I can't remember the name, but basically they're sort of like little buddies. So they've also got felt on them, as you can see. These are 15 minutes, like less. Super cute, really, really, really quick. The felt obviously takes a little bit extra, but you can do it with just yarn. You don't have to use felt, obviously. And last but not least, we have Pom Pom Pooing. So cute. It's just fluff everywhere. Oh my gosh. I think he's really cute. So that's what I've done. I basically just have this entire, oh, why does this always happen? I have this entire basket of keychains, and these are all going towards my Supernova prep. So I'll have these available in Sydney. I think it's the 19th, 20th and 21st of June. So if you're in Sydney and you want to check out some awesome plushies and the Supernova event, come by and say hi. I should hopefully have plenty of these because I'm going to make a bunch. So that is kind of the plan. The next vlog you will see is going to probably be like market prep vlogs, and I believe I'll probably have 2 of those and then the main market. So we have like basically 2.5 weeks until Supernova, which is actually no, it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks until Supernova, which I'm super stressed about because I feel very unprepared. Anyway, join me next week and we will be doing some super stressful market prep. So hopefully I'll have some really cool new things because I have some plans. I have some plans for some new things. And many of those probably Sanrio themed because I really want to get back into these patterns. I have the patterns already. It's just me needing to make them. And I did buy a few additional patterns. I bought an apple pattern from Abby Jade Art and I am excited to get into that one. So please join me for those. And if you like what you saw, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.